welcome to May the Codes Be With You. Today is the second episode for the Lead Code series that we started yesterday, and we're going to discuss a simple problem today, which is also referred to as target sum, and some people also call it two sum problem. It has many approaches that we can follow in order to get an optimized result. However, we are going to discuss only two approaches in this video. So let's get started. So as you can see, it's problem number one and it is an easy level problem. As I told, it is also referred to as two sum or target sum by some people. So what we need to do is that we are given a array with a few numbers in it and a target value. So we need to tell which two numbers add up to give us this target. So we have two ways that we can follow in order to get the result that we desire. First method is referred to as the brute force method, and it is a simple method. I will demonstrate that method first, then I will move on to the second method, which is called to hash map pass method, uh, which is a lot faster in comparison to the brute force method. The time complexity for the brute force method is n square, whereas when we talk about the time complexity for the hash map method, it comes out to be a big O of n. So it is a lot faster. So let's get into the coding aspect of this particular question. So in the brute force method, what we are going to do is we are going to use the nested for loop, which will iterate uh, through the given array nums. The second for loop will start from I plus 1. So what it will do is it will give us the values of I and j that sums up to the target value that is given to us, that is 9 in the example on the left. So this is the brute force method that we have used in our case. So we also need to give another return statement here. Now let's run the code to check if it works. So it is giving us an error. So yeah, our code got accepted. Let's submit this code and check how much time it took. It took around 56 milliseconds to run this code. Now we will discuss the second approach to solving this question, which uses hash map. So I'll just reset the code to default. So it is going to create a table kind of a thing wherein the uh, index position will store the particular value of that particular index. Now what we do is, this was the first for loop. Now what we do is we create another for loop. This complement variable will store the value of target minus nums of I that we found out in the previous loop. Once we do that, we check if our hash map already contains the value that our complement variable is going to store. And we also need to check if the value that is there in our hash map is not equal to the value, the complement value is not equal to the value of the index position. So we use the get function for that. We find out the value for complement and check if it is not equal to I. Once we do that, we return now let's run the code. So yeah, our code got accepted. Let's submit it and find out the time it took to uh, get this code running. So yeah, it took 2 milliseconds. So therefore our code is much more optimized in comparison to the brute force method that we used in the beginning. So yes, definitely we can have a better solution to a problem. We should look at things which give us a much more optimized solution rather than looking at a code which is simpler when we go through it. It has much more redundant operations that took place in the brute force method, which were actually repeating themselves, which were not required. However, you can see the memory used is the same as the previous method, but time taken is very less. So yeah, we should always prefer solutions which take less time and less memory. However, the memory remains same, but the time taken is significantly smaller. Out some problems that use target sum as a subsequent part of the particular solution. So I have found out a few questions like the dynamic programming that uses some subset sum problem. It uses target sum in it, and it definitely would help people understand much better, because if we are breaking down our problem into smaller problems, then it is easy for us to understand where to start and how to approach a situation. So that is why we talked about two sum problem or the target sum problem in this video with two different approaches, so that a person who is just a beginner should be able to identify what he needs to do when he is facing a real life situation or a real life problem which requires something of this sort, that can help him in solving the bigger problem that he has on his hands. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. Please share, subscribe and comment if you have any doubts. We will be posting more content soon.